Hey man, you awake?
No,
Hey, are you gonna wake up?
I want to get up. 5 more minutes.
We gotta get on the road. It's like a 6 hour drive to burn it. We're gonna stop for food, stuff like that, gas. We got the match tomorrow.
The match. I'm up. I'm up.
Let's go. Ready?
You ready? Stand by.
Hey guys, welcome to Hiracheta Shooting Sports. So we are in Burnett, Texas. We left a little late and got here a little later than we wanted to, but we were up super early this morning, so took advantage of that free continental breakfast, and we are headed to Reveille Peak Ranch. So we're going to skip all the in-betweens, and we will see you at the ranch. All right, guys, we made it to Reveille Peak Ranch. The weather's not looking like it's going to hold out too long for us. I'm hoping we can get started here pretty soon. We're actually trying to find the where the shooter's briefing is going to be this morning. I'm really glad we showed up early. But yeah, this is the same place that we were earlier this year for the Magpul 3-gun championship. You can see one of the stages behind me. Looks like we're one of the first 10 or 15 people here, so we might not even be in the right place right now, but so that's what we're gonna do. Try to find the shooters meeting. Still got about 20 minutes before that. We're gonna hit that shooters meeting and find out what stage we're gonna start on, and then we will go from there. So see you in a minute. All right, this was the first stage. This was probably the roughest stage. It was most physically demanding. There were several positions to shoot from, and each position required either prone or kneeling or stooped or shooting through a barricade. The other problem with this stage that I had was the scope on the rifle. I had no practice with shooting a rifle with a scope, and so acquiring my target took a little longer than it should have. So especially here, there's literally like a 3 or 4 inch space to aim through with a scoped rifle. So otherwise it was a fun stage. I'm happy with how it went. It was just the time it took to acquire my target ended up costing me, I think this stage was like 107 seconds, something of that nature. So that's pretty long for a stage like this. Ideally it would have been closer to like less than 60 seconds for the whole stage. The one good decision that I made right here was to dump the rifle and actually shoot this one with a pistol. It was an option on you can shoot pistol from any stage or rifle. So I went ahead and started shooting pistol from this point for the next 3 stages. Like I said, this was a fun stage. This was the first stage. So this was the first time for the day that I got to shoot the rifle ever with the scope. So I'm pretty happy with how it went. It could have gone better, but this was actually a fun stage.
Run to that box, shoot another one, that box, yeah. There's like 10 targets there. So you just run back and forth like 10 times. You ever shoot the Iron Man?
So the second stage was really fun, but the thing with this stage was it was 20 rounds only in the rifle. So when I started shooting the steel, I missed a couple of times on that steel on further down, and I didn't want to run out of ammo and have steel that I didn't shoot at all and get the penalty for that. So I just kind of got it in my head to at least shoot each steel target once and get the penalty for fail to neutralize. It did not occur to me at the time until afterwards that I could have engaged those further steel targets with pistol and tried to neutralize them that way and avoid penalties altogether. Would have taken me possibly longer, but that's the thing that you have to think about. So this was stage 3. There's no video from this stage because I did not shoot this stage. The reason I didn't shoot this stage was there were a couple of factors. On the first stage, when I knelt down, I must have knelt down on my right knee on a rock or something, and it kind of tweaked or brought up a older knee injury that I had. So it didn't debilitate me or affect me at all, but I could feel it, and I knew that it could get worse. So when I started climbing up this ladder that you see, I looked up and realized that there wasn't much ladder sticking above that platform, and there was nothing to grab onto, and I did not want to chance putting all of my weight onto my right knee and have a problem and end up ultimately falling. The platform was about 80 feet up, and it would have been a bad fall. So I wanted to avoid that altogether. I made the ultimate decision not to shoot this stage. Again, this is sport. It's a hobby, and it's not worth me getting hurt over or anybody. It would have been bad for the people that put on the event, and it would have been bad for me. So I opted out of the stage. It ended up costing me, though, roughly about 800 seconds worth of penalty. They scored overall, I think, the 6 or 7 targets for that stage. So that was a pretty big dent in my overall time and score. If I would have been able to shoot this stage, I probably would have placed a lot higher, I think, in my opinion, than I did. But that was the decision that to be made. Safety above all. That's what this sport's all about. Okay, but this is stage 4. By this time, I was actually feeling pretty comfortable with the rifle. I had already shot 2 stages with it. I was starting to get comfortable with the optics, shooting through a scope. However, the issue is that the rifle targets on the stage were far out and they were spread far apart. And you can't see, but on the left side of the screen, there's a large kind of shrub, tree, mesquite tree or something. And right here, I engaged a target, and then I sweep to the left and completely forgot to shoot at 3 steel targets that were on the other side of that tree, side by side. But I just did not engage them at all. So that cost me a pretty hefty penalty for all 3 of those targets. So again, I really need to get practice in with shooting with a scoped rifle and just get comfortable with it. But other than that, I was happy with the way I shot the pistol. I was happy with the other targets that I shot that were further out. I don't do much long range shooting, so this was, for me, this was long range. But otherwise, pretty good stage.
All right, are you ready?
So the rest of the stages, 5 to 8, they were rifle, pistol, optional. But it didn't make sense to shoot a lot of those stages with the rifle because the targets were so close. So I don't think I shot rifle for the rest of the day. All these stages were set up extremely well. They were super fun, challenging, and even though I lacked in performance with the rifle, I think I made up for it on the day in pistol. I think this match was the best I've ever shot with a pistol. I was extremely happy each stage with how I shot with the pistol. I think this was one of my best stages, actually. It was super fun, and just I was really confident with the pistol by this point in the year. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Again, this is the same as stage 5. The stage was laid out really well. Good utilization of the no-shoot targets. The more I shot the pistol, the more confident that I became. And I just felt really good. Also, at this point, I was trying to remind myself to take slower shots with the pistol and try to move faster. I wasn't trying to rush my shots. And again, that all was just coming from confidence. I saw that I was doing really well with the pistol. So I was just putting all of my faith and all my cards on that pistol at this point. But again, this was a really fun stage. You can see here, like I said, lots of no-shoot targets. Just kind of added to dynamic of each stage, and I liked it.
Shooters ready. Stand by.
So this was a super fun stage. Required to start with a police ballistic shield. It's not my first time using or shooting with a police ballistic shield, so I really had fun with it. I'm glad they incorporated it. Again, shooting, it was super comfortable with the pistol. Each stage just got more and more confident. I was really happy with the skill targets on this stage. I love the stage layout. This was probably my favorite stage of the whole day. I was a little intimidated about shooting. This is my first time shooting at a spinning target, a steel target. So I was intimidated at first, but I went after it, and I was overly pleased. I surprised myself with how well I shot the spinning targets. I actually wanted to go back and shoot it some more just for the fun of it. But another thing, at this point, I was really trying to be mindful of my reloads and make sure that I was reloading before I needed to.
Clear slide. Hammer.
So this stage, dubbed Slice the Pie, I almost got a disqualification on. You'll see when I go to shoot the last 2 targets, I sliced the pie a little too much, and there was question whether or not I broke the 180 line, which is the imaginary line that you're not supposed to point your muzzle past, which is an unsafe direction. So I was supposed to run past the no-shoot target and then engage the targets. Well, I saw a space between the mesh net wall and the left side of the no-shoot target, and I shot from. Ultimately, we talked to the RO and the match director. We deemed it a prohibited action instead of a disqualification, and that's how I narrowly avoided my disqualification, and they allowed me to reshoot the stage.
No, you were very close.
So this was the second run, the reshoot of this stage. I don't think that it was any better or any worse than my first run, with the difference of how I shot the last 2 targets with the no-shoot target in front of me. I don't think it went any quicker or any slower. So what you'll see here in a second is instead of shooting the 2 targets on the left side of the white no-shoot target, I definitely made sure to go ahead and run past that target and then engage the 2 brown targets, and that is how I narrowly escaped my first disqualification right here.
59.49.
Yeah, probably are if it rains tonight.
We will.
Oh.
All right, guys, so we just wrapped up here at Everly Peak Ranch for the 2019 Walther, Texas Law Enforcement Championship, Multigun Championship. Real fast before he got away, I wanted to introduce Jay Christensen. He's been on my squad all day, which was awesome. Jay Christensen is sponsored by STI, Vortex, and Barnes
Precision Machine, LS Holster Company, Or Tactical, and Notch Gear.
I can't wait until I'm sponsored by that many where I can't keep up with them all. But yeah, if you guys follow competition shooting, then you guys know who this is. It was great whenever I found out we were squatted up together, and he agreed to give me this interview. So everything went good today?
Yeah, everything went great. You know, good match that Austin PD put on out here at Reveille Peak using the main side of the ranch. Really cool stages.
We had a good squad. We had a great squad shooting with the Austin PD guys, and me, Jay, and Mike were the only ones out. So overall, what'd you think of how Austin PD marksman team had put the stages together here at Reveille Peak Range?
Yeah, it did great. You know, using this side of the ranch, nice 2-gun match. Got to run around a bunch of the bays. Got to get up and shoot from that elevated helicopter down across some bays, so that was really neat.
What'd you think about that? I mean, there's 3 different bays,
Mhm.
and there was 8 targets spread across all 3
Right.
bays from that one position, that aerial position.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure you've shot stuff like that before, right?
No, not across bays like that before. Not shooting from one position into multiple bays across the top of berms, so that was new to me.
Okay. So, I mean, was it a challenge it being in there and all that?
I mean, you know, we shoot from positions like that quite a bit in 3-gun anyway.
Just
so,
not 50 feet?
Yeah,
50,
I mean, not usually that
50,
high
80
in the
feet
air,
in the
so
air.
that was kind of neat.
That's cool. That's cool. Anything that went wrong today?
No, everything was great. Match was great. Like I said, nice 2-gun match. Used the facility well. Had a good time. They did a great job.
There's going to be, so I mean, I'm putting all my video on there. You know, I don't hold back on my YouTube channel. I know you saw a couple things. What were your biggest, like, oh man, for me out there?
You know, just trying to shoot a little too fast. Sometimes I wanted to yell like, slow down,
Right.
press the trigger, aim. Other than that, just, you know, just being mindful of fault lines and shooting directions and things. Just
Absolutely.
be a little more mindful. Other than that, very good.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Advice to new shooters.
And just get out there and have fun. Just pay attention, ask questions. Don't be afraid to talk to anybody, because we'll all help out as much as we can.
I tell you, no one was more surprised than me whenever this guy got out the truck, and I'm like, hey man, do you know where we're supposed to be shooting? And then as he's looking around, I'm looking at his name, and I'm like, oh man, it's Jay Christensen. And so intimidation factor just went right through the roof, and I was like, I'm done. And then we get out there, and I'm like, all right, maybe we're not shooting together. And then they say, yeah, you guys are on the same squad together. So I was like, all right. So I nestled up next to this guy, and I was like, all right, well, he's my mentor for the rest of the day. So
There you go. Glad to help. Anytime.
Jay, I appreciate it.
You got it, man.
Man, have a safe trip back, and take care of yourself. Watch out for the fallen tree limbs.
Yeah.
And good luck at your next shoot.
No more tree trimming.
All right. Thanks,
you.
guys. All right, guys. We'll catch you later.
All right, guys. So that is the 2019 Texas Law Enforcement Multi-Gun Championship, the wrap of it. So there's not a whole bunch that I could say. We had a lot of fun at this match. I'm so excited that I got to shoot it. I had a lot of fun, learned a lot of things. Really glad I got that call from Tom McEnroe at TXT Custom Gunworks asking me if I could shoot it. I'm very thankful for that opportunity. I was unprepared for this match in more ways than one, but there was no way that I could turn it down. It's not every day you get to do something like that. And also, I was super excited to get a major match under my belt for the year. It's not something that I had intended or set off to do for this year. This year, I just wanted to shoot matches and not disqualify. Those were the goals for this year. And so I have far exceeded my goals for this year. So with this match, well, there was a 111 shooters overall for the whole weekend. Obviously, we shot on a sponsored shooter day with just a few guys. And out of 111 shooters, I placed 98th. So I can say at least I was in the 100, the top 100. But that's not where I wanted to place. That was not the time and the score that I wanted to get. I was slightly disappointed about that. And part of that, I understand why. I couldn't shoot the third stage for reasons, and they gave me a 500-second penalty. Also, that first stage, if you watch this video, that first stage really, it was like 100 and something seconds it took me to shoot it. So that kind of set me back, but everything else went smooth. Shooting this match exposed a lot of my weaknesses, and it also confirmed that the things that I have been working on, like pistol, have greatly improved since when I started. So, like I've said, I really wanted to shoot a lot of pistol this year because I felt like it was my weakness, and I can tell that doing that, at this match, I was way more confident than I have been almost all year with a pistol. And so I'm really glad that it turned out like that, because the second half, or the second half of the day at this match, there were all pistol targets, with some of the stages being rifle option. Some of the targets had an option to shoot rifle. However, it didn't make sense to shoot the rifle because a lot of those targets were close range, and the lanes that we were shooting in were narrow, and so there would have been a lot of running with the rifle up or down in a safe direction, and that would have just cost time and movement, which is what was intended. Again, this was the law enforcement championship, so it was designed by and for police officers to give it sort of that police feel, I guess, and application. So it was there if you wanted to use it, and I'm glad it was. The Austin Police Department marksmanship team put on one heck of a championship match. I'm really excited to go shoot it next year. Shot with some really great guys that day. I'm telling you right now that the Austin Police Department marksmanship team, those guys are amazing. They're really great three-gunners, really great competition shooters, and just a great bunch of guys. A lot of them were very helpful and had a lot of tips and stuff to offer. And also, I got to shoot with Jay Christensen. If you follow the Multigun and competition shooting sports, you know him. He was a really great guy. I was really happy to be on the same squad with him and share information and ideas. I mostly listened. That first stage, was great. We helped each other out. I was appreciative of the interview that he did with me and the information that he gave, some of the tips and the help that he gave. And some of the things that the feedback that he was giving me, and some of the constructive criticism that he was giving me, is stuff that I've been hearing from other great shooters like Gabby Franco and local shooters here, is very consistent that I need to slow down. So watching this video back of the match, like I said, I saw a lot of weaknesses and stuff that I need to work on going into the next shooting season. Just to name a couple, I need to slow down on the shots, speed up on my movement. I really need to work on my reloads. I'm not reloading when I should, and it's causing me to have to reload at the target in between shots. So I don't like that, and it causes me to unnecessarily, gain time when I'm shooting. So, but overall, I did not disqualify. It was a scary moment, that last stage when the RO said, you may have disqualified, but luckily, they know how to run a match. They did a really good job of listening to my input, The match director came out, listened to the RO. We were able to talk about it, and you know, I'm happy with the outcome of just reshooting it. So it was a close call, and I understood where they were coming from, and I think they did a great job in ensuring that the rules and everything were being followed. It was a good eye, and you know, safety is important in all of these matches. Safety is the number one priority. So it was a fun match. I had a lot of fun shooting out there at Reveille Peak Ranch. I've been excited to shoot that area since the Texas Magpul Championship earlier this year. I've been really excited to go out there and actually shoot it. So with that, I can announce that we are officially registered for the 2020 Texas 3-Gun Championship in May of 2020 at Reveille Peak Ranch. So I will not be a spectator next year. I will be a shooter, and I'm super excited to announce that. So there's not much more that I can say. I can ramble on, but I'm trying to keep it short and sweet. I am sorry that it's taken me this long to get this video out. We shot this match in October, late October, so it's taken me a little while, but holiday season, between family, work, and trying to get things ready for the next shooting year, it's just kind of slowed me down. So hopefully we'll get back into the swing of things. We'll get these videos more closer together, and you won't have to wait so long. I appreciate the continued support. I appreciate each and every one of you. If it hadn't been for you guys this year, you know, supporting the channel, helping me support my sponsors, you know, who knows if I would have been able to do half the stuff that I did this year. So, and also I'm going to make a closer to the end of the year, sort of a, hopefully a year in review video. So be on the lookout for that. This video, I guess technically I can say is sponsored by TXT Custom Gunworks. They're the ones that called me and gave me their sponsored spot at this match. They sponsored the first stage, I believe, the first or second stage of the match. So it was awesome. I appreciate Tom McEnroe and those guys. Wish I could have shot with them, but next year, maybe in the Magpul Championship or the Texas 3-Gun Championship, that'd be great. Again, just thank you to my sponsors, TXT Custom Gunworks, Butch's Guns here in Vernon, Texas, and Accutac Precision Bipods and Accessories. And again, thank you guys. Thanks for your support. Thanks for checking out this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit us up on Facebook. You know, keep it clean. Any advice, concerns, complaints, gripes, positive feedback, tips, anything, let me have it. You know, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to learn and exchange ideas. So I look forward to those comments. Make sure you're smashing the like button on these videos and the Facebook post. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Hit the little bell icon and make sure that you're notified instantly when we release videos like this. So that's it. Thanks again, guys. We had a lot of fun. We appreciate you. Until next time, we will see you on the range.